Hi, this is Preeti from IMS Noida. Today I will teach you about the Hadoop, the introduction of Hadoop, okay, and the architecture of Hadoop. It's very simple. You will get to know that why the Hadoop is so much important and why we talk about when we talk about the big data and handling the big data. We generally talk about that this architecture that is basically Hadoop. Okay, so let's see here that it is Hadoop. Okay. So in Hadoop, basically the architecture of Hadoop comprises the four component. Okay, and that component are really important if you want to work with Hadoop. Okay, so that the first one, that the map reducer. Okay, that the second one, that the SDFS. Third one, common utilities. Okay, and then the fourth one, which is the yard. Okay. As in my previous lecture, I told you that what exactly the big data and how it deals with big data. When we look into the big data, we always talk about we need a huge amount of data, and we really talk about the huge amount of data. So handling the huge amount data through the traditional methodology, it's a very difficult. So that's why we are using the another platform, that the Hadoop. Even I told you in my class that what is the architecture of Hadoop and what was the introduction of Hadoop. Here my only motive and the focus that you should know that what are the basic component of the Hadoop architecture. Okay. So as I told you that SDFS, which really understand for Hadoop distributed file system. If you look at the Hadoop architecture and if you started to working with Hadoop, that SDFS, which always promote the parallel processing. It basically based on the GFS, which is the Google file system, where we want to distribute our file, our blocks, and the multiple clusters. Okay, because early, as you all know, if you look at the history of Hadoop, then you will see that how the 4,000 cluster has been tested, and it was successfully tested, and it the processing was fine. Okay, really we can't handle the big data through that the traditional methodology, because we do have the big data, we do have the 89%, more than 89%, the home heterogeneous data, that exactly that they may be the video, they may be the audio, they may be the some other format. Okay, so this is basically when we talk about the beautification of the Hadoop, then SDFS, that Hadoop distributed file system, it really works on that how you are distributing a file along with different clusters. Okay, so one is this. Then the other one, which is the common utilities. If you look at the common utilities, it might be that you started to writing some program. You want to use some module of Hadoop. So in this case, you always required some of libraries, okay, some Java libraries, as well as I told you earlier that Hadoop has been written on Java. It doesn't mean that if you don't know the Java programming, then you can't be a good big data programmer. Either you can't handle the big data. It doesn't mean, because Hadoop itself, if you look at the framework of Hadoop, that it consists more than 100 technology. So in this case, you can just deal with different technology that not required Java. But yes, ultimately, if you want to understand, if you go with history of Hadoop, then you will see that how the Java programming plays a significant role, and it really works on it. So the common utility is that the if you want to use this some Hadoop files, okay. So in this case, you need some libraries, okay. You know that you always need some library to do some tasks, to do some action. So in this case, similarly, we always need some Java libraries, some to use the modules, some other common utilities that are common for all modules. Okay, so this is basically comes under the common utilities. If you come into the yarn is basically that always manage the resources. Okay, the resources that I always that insistly I'm saying, and I'm focusing that word, which is the parallel processing, which always makes the Hadoop, which always makes the Hadoop framework and architecture best. Why? Because the parallel processing is possible through this. So if the parallel processing, so ultimately you always required some resources. Parallelly, you require resources. So how you will arrange the resources? There should be some manager. There should be some person who always arrange for the same. So in this case, you require the yarn. Yarn is basically that manages the resources, that manages the task, and it also schedule the task. Are you getting my point? It might be you must be aware about that. It might be that you must have heard about this thing, that in your operating system subject, that how to manage the resources. Okay, that in terms of process, in terms of the resources, you did it. Okay, so similarly, if you look at here, because ultimately you all are from the MC guys, so I hope that some of point you know that what exactly the resources. And in parallel processing, definitely we required some resources parallelly. So in this case, yarn is basically provide the resources. It's managing the resources which is available. Okay, as well as it also schedules the job, it allocate the resources. These all tasks has been done by the yarn. So this is the that the first one, that the map reducer. Okay, what exactly the map reducer does? Map reducer is basically that the mapping and reducing. It always in my next video I will just explain you that how exactly it works and how to write the program of the map reducer. Okay, and generally I'm just going to explain you that what are the functionality of the Hadoop. Hadoop do nothing. Hadoop, when the data comes to the Hadoop, okay, what exactly the Hadoop does? Hadoop always divided it into two parts, one which is the file and the other one which is the directory. Okay, and after dividing in file and directories, what it exactly does? File it, ultimately what it does, it files it uniquely, then again it divide the file into the blocks, and that blocks are exactly in a uniform size. They may be 64 MB, they may be 128 MB. These are the standards. Okay, but what does happen? They generally follow the 128 MB. Okay, so what it does, when the data comes, okay, it divide the data in two parts, directory and files. After then again it divide the files in uniform block of size, that generally they prefer the 128 MB. After that, what they do, then they go into the, because you know the SDFS, on the SDFS what exactly it does, it always manages and it act as a supervisor of the local files, because after dividing into the blocks, you will just distribute your blocks along the cluster. Okay, parallelly. So in this case, SDFS works as a local administrator. So SDFS who act as a supervisor, that how the where we should keep the block, which resources and everything that done by the SDFS. So it act as a uh, supervisor in this case. That work started SDFS, and then yarn is manage the resources. Really, if you see then, if you listen about this thing, that what exactly it does. Okay, so this is the you can just get mesmerized if you look at the functioning of the Hadoop. Okay, that exactly to protect from the hardware, what exactly it does, it might be that your hardware failure can be occur. In this case, if you are dealing with huge amount of data, so in this case what exactly happen, that Hadoop itself, okay, distribute it, replicate the data automatically in three nodes. Okay, it happens that it happens in every time. And for that, that which node data should be saved, which node our data should be replicated, everything managed by the SDFS. Okay. And Yarn, which manage the resources, as I told you, and common utilities, which generally that libraries you are using, the module you are common module you are using, that is basically the part of the common utilities. So I hope that you got it. In the next class, definitely we'll discuss with some interesting facts of the MapReduce and there's some other part of the MapReduce and the Hadoop. So enjoy your day and thank you so much.